fellow humans. I apologize for my behoodied attire, for you see it is winter in the Midwest, that most wondrous time of the year when the wine is hot, the restaurant's fragrant with leftover pierogies they just give you on the street, and we all dress like Dickens orphans because it's negative Jesus out here and we're all poor. Speaking of, I was just spelunking the dumpster out back for some of last night's bar fruits when a thought popped into my brain, be it from lack of nutrients, dehydration, or hypothermia, who can say, during this most blessed time of the year. And it was a thought so manic, I threw up the lid of the dumpster and ran in between the jukebox and broom to bedevil you with this thought most astounding and strange. Maybe you're AI. I've heard humans bandy the term AI around these days, like one of those fancy balls you play badminton with. Sidebar, to bandy meant to argue. Now it means to lightly toss ideas around, like that fancy ball you used to play badminton with, which, by the way, shuttlecock. It's called a shuttlecock. Are you sure it's not you that's ChatGPT? Like, I get it. It's an old name from when the game was called Battledore, and shuttlecock comes from a movement. It means back and forth, like a weaver's shuttle. That's the boat you use to make blankets and sweaters. Keep up. We've precious calories to spend. But the cock is because it looks like a dick. JK, that's a bird joke. But still, you figure when the game went modern, the league could have been like, hey man, I know we called it a shuttlecock, but like the times have changed and we cannot possibly keep playing the game with all this snickering. Battledores are called rackets now. You wear a kit, you don't need to be hitting a shuttlecock. Though I guess if you can't afford to know how to play badminton, you're probably using words like shuttlecock to flirt. So, okay, maybe I get it. What I'm saying is the whole thing sounds like a computer trying to make human words. And it's not just the words got me thinking that maybe we're all getting punked into thinking we are the ones living au naturel, and it is the computers that are learning how to be. It's also you humans. Either you're actually the artificial intelligence trying to learn how to be normal, or we're all so poor it's getting Dickensian, but you're doing some wild shit. It's not surprising. It's just noteworthy, because it goddamn broke my brain when I glanced at the headlines whilst combing the trash for pennies. November 28th, 2025. In New Zealand, where it's summer right now, so they've got no excuse for acting winter delirious, police were called to the Partridge Jewelers in central Auckland to investigate the theft, gracious, of a Fabergé egg worth 33,585 New Zealand dollars, which is about 19,200 here in the States. Now, as a bird, naturally I felt a certain kind of way after reading this headline, because like we are all about eggs. It's a topic that hit close to the cloaca with us. And I remember my time in the yolk, but I know it happened. That's science, that's reality, that is not AI generated. But it is the why that gave me pause to reflect on whether or not I fully understand what reality actually is. Police have accused a 32-year-old human of stealing this precious Fabergé egg worth 33,000, 19,000 in the States by picking it up, quote, and swallowing it. According to the staff of the Partridge Jewelers, the patron came in, picked up the Fabergé egg, and gargled that egg like he was Rocky in a training montage. The police arrived minutes after this madman chugged gemstone and arrested him, providing no pictures of the alleged theft because technically, quote, it has not yet been recovered. The alleged egg quaffer was then sent to police custody so they could monitor him, quote, given this man is in police custody, we have a duty of care to continue monitoring given the circumstance of what have occurred, end quote. So basically, this guy walked into the store, saw what looked like a fucking Zelda treasure, and decided the best way to get it out of there was to do it like a Jell-O shot and hope for the best. The best being that no one saw him Muppet neck a very public and expensive egg jewel, and that when he finally shit it out, he didn't scare his wife into thinking he went to Jared's. So what was The end game here. Fabergé eggs have been around 140 years from back in 1885, when Peter Carl Fabergé was commissioned by Tsar Alexander III of Russia to make an extravagant Easter egg for his wife. How does the other half live? Fabergé creates his gold egg coated in white enamel, so you didn't maybe accidentally think this was just for breakfast. I don't know, why do you hide gold? But he was kind of into tricks and such, because he famously hid more stuff inside. In the case of the first one, now known as the first hen, it was a gold yolk with, surprise, a gold hen inside, which, double surprise, had a little gold crown and ruby pendant inside of it. So that is how the other half lives. So much money they can afford surprise gold. The Tsar's wife loved it so much, darling, that the Fabergé would go on to make 69 more of those bejeweled escape room eggs. Some for royal family, known as the imperial eggs, which even I think sounds like a delicious brunch option, and the others for the elite, until the Romanovs fell in the revolution in 1917, and the imperial eggs were scattered all over the world, giving Indiana Jones something to do in his spare time or when he needs a gift for a wedding or something. Most of them have been found, some are still missing, and the most expensive one, the winter egg, if you want to be fancy-tea about it, just sold on December 2nd, 2025 for $30.2 million. A Christmas miracle indeed! I found a $5 in the dumpster, by the way. Who wants a pack of gum? Fabergé is considered to continue to exist, making specialized eggs. Such was the case for the egg recently deep-throated by a New Zealand man on November 28, 2025. But this one was not an imperial one. Instead, it was a more modern mini one made of 18-karat gold with a green guilloche enamel and set with 60 white diamonds, 15 blue sapphires, opening to reveal a miniature 18-karat gold octopus inside with black diamond eyes. Why an octopus? Because the egg in question is part of the Fabergé 007 collection, of course. This one is in honor of the film Octopussy. So to recap, in case you're tired because you cannot afford all this information, a guy in New Zealand has been arrested and detained for suck-jobbing an octopus. Now, if that doesn't sound like ChatGPT, I do not know what ChatGPT actually does. Thankfully, this Fabergé egg was not lost to history or a shitter somewhere off the New Zealand highway. But instead, on December 4th, 2025, New Zealand police were proud to say that the glizzied glamour egg, quote, was recovered in a natural manner. Medical intervention was not required. Rejoice! Rejoice, brothers! For the pre-guzzled treasure has been beduced back into our lives from a New Zealander's butthole. The octopussy freed from the depths of the colon. A kraken released. It's a Christmas miracle. Throw open the sash. You there, boy, what day is it? Take ye a farthing and buy me the finest bejeweled goose so that I may chug it and shit it back into the world anew. A new tradition, and all will cheer for the annual butt coming of the Christmas egg. The guy who birthed back the octopussy has been tried for thievery. But was his a crime? Or a waved flag to all of us, the rest of us, each of us out here looking like we just foreclosed our home to the counting house because we missed a payment on the loans? Mark well the tale of the Christmas egg, an egg of resplendent wealth and history, gargled by a lonely peasant just looking for Yuletide cheers, not a nobleman, no, not nay, of any gentry. Allegedly, guy chugged a Fabergé egg. He's probably on the Epstein list. One of God's own children, wanting only a nice meal and a feeling of purpose in this tempestuous year. May that truly be said of us and all of us. So, as Tiny Tim observed, clearly you're not ChatGPT. Because even AI would think glucking a gemerald is a terrible way to steal an octopussy, and also a stupid sentence. So here's to the holidays, humans. You may not be able to afford health care, but at least you're real and crazy enough with the courage to eat the rich and make the cops watch you shit it out. I love you. Good night. Chad the Bird! Our hero! We love you, Chad.
Nailed it.